Yo, what is up everybody? Trader Main back here with the third installment of the altcoin series. Want to apologize to you guys. Obviously, I was planning on getting these out a little bit more consistently. The plan going forward is to release one video every Thursday. I really appreciate all the positive feedback and views and comments and likes that the first couple of videos of the series have got. As you know, we are on a mission to take down BitBoy. That is the goal. We only need to increase my subscriber count by like 50x. Very doable, right?
Bumpy.
So this week's video, I want to be focused a little bit more on a concept as opposed to just kind of looking at your charts. I've picked two altcoins. So we're gonna be looking at Solana and we're gonna be looking at AVAX. I know we have already looked at Solana, and if you actually go back and watch that altcoin video where we reviewed Solana, this is looking potentially bullish. So I like how this looks. As long as we maintain above this order block in the mid-range, I think you buy dips up into the range high. So obviously that worked out. Pat myself on the back. Hopefully you guys made some money on that. And we'll look at AVAX as well, which is going absolutely crazy. And we're gonna talk about one of the most common requests that I get, and it is, what is an order block? What are order blocks? How do you use them? So I'm gonna give you guys a very high level explanation of order blocks, how I use them, and how you can implement them in your charts to potentially find some trade setups. This is something I have covered umpteenth times, that sounded cooler in my head, but multiple times in streams, in various videos, but I'll cover it again here, so this can kind of be your go-to resource if you have some questions. But I also have a Discord that you should join, and my editor will put the link somewhere here. It is completely free. I have an education section within the Discord where I lay out a lot of the different kind of PA techniques, price action techniques that I use in my strategy, including order blocks. So that's what we'll do. We're gonna cover Solana, we're gonna cover AVAX, and we're gonna explain how you could use order blocks to actually get entries on those altcoins that have been running. This is a technique you can use on any asset that you chart, any time frame, and I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to identify the right ones, as well as what you can do to actually use them to enter trades, because that's what it's all about, right? It's very easy to draw pretty lines and boxes on the chart. How do you actually execute? And using order blocks is one of the main ways that I get into positions, so I will explain that to you. I hope you guys enjoy it. This video is in partnership with Bybit. I've been working with Bybit for some time now, so I really appreciate the team over there. They've been helping me out, putting these videos on for you guys and introducing this new series. So shout out to the Bybit team. Right now, we are running the World Series of Trading. I'm sure you've seen a lot about it on Twitter. A bunch of people have been joining in. Registrations are still open. As a solo or as a team, there is a ton of cash prizes available. So get in there and degen your way to some money, maybe make a couple of extra shekels. Shout out to the Bybit team. The next sponsor, get it? This edition of the Altcoin Review is also in partnership with Zort. So Zort is a fully autonomous trading algorithm that utilizes purpose-built AI that can outperform even some of the best traders. They are powered by their Zort token, which is available and live and tradable on KuCoin. So if you want to learn more about automated trading, sign up to Zort. You can visit their website, www.zort.com, and you can also check them out on Twitter @ZortWorld. So shout out to Zort. With all that out of the way, all that fun stuff, paying the bills, we are going to hop over to the other camera. We're gonna look at some charts. We're gonna explain order blocks, and you guys are gonna get this fucking knowledge dropped on your fucking head, and you're gonna fucking like it. Let's get over there. Yo, what's up guys? So Trader Main, I've managed to migrate over to the webcam here. Thank you so much. Okay, that's enough applause. So we're gonna be covering the two coins that I mentioned. We'll look at Solana and we'll look at AVAX. First, I'm going to go over the order block concept. It's a price action concept. I personally learned it from one of my trading mentors named ICT, the Inner Circle Trader. I'm gonna give you kind of the basics, most of what you need to know, and then we will actually apply these to the coins that we're looking at here. So order blocks are a price action concept. Some people call them supply and demand blocks. So a bearish order block would be supply, a bullish order block would be demand. Whether you think these are different or not is up to you. People who are really deep in the ICT school of thought think that supply and demand are not order blocks. I kind of don't really give a shit, to be honest with you. They work for me. I call them order blocks because that's how I learned them. But you'll see a lot of people use this exact same concept, but they call it demand demand zones, supply zones. So whenever you hear me speaking, if it's a bullish order block, that is demand. If it is a bearish order block, that is supply. So I'm gonna bring over actually an infographic that I created in June of 2018. So over 3 years ago, I've been in this price action gang. I'm gonna bring it over the screen here for you guys so you can see it. It is posted on my Twitter under the hashtag TM for Trader Main, TA tips. It's gonna be very bright and white, and I apologize in advance. It's gonna make my already pasty, pale complexion look even worse. This was back before I joined the cult of dark backgrounds and night mode for everything, so I apologize in advance. So this is basically all you really need to use order blocks, and you can really see, you can actually see that I was doing it on a 4X pair here, because these do work on any markets. It doesn't have to be crypto. This is a thread where I kind of explain what order blocks are. I put together this beautiful infographic. So everything that I'm gonna talk about here is related to bullish order blocks. You can take the complete inverse of this for bearish order blocks, okay? So everything will be the opposite. So these are kind of my rules when it comes to order blocks, okay? So the higher time frame market structure is going to be bullish. So when we are looking for bullish order blocks, we are looking for bullish order blocks to form in an uptrend. If you are in a downtrend, you don't just want to bid every single bullish order block. You want to have the order blocks you're looking for be in line with the high time frame trend or whatever trend you're trying to trade. So if you're looking for longs because we're in an uptrend, that's when you're hunting out those bullish order blocks, and vice versa for bearish order blocks. One key thing that a lot of people miss when they are trying to identify good order blocks, because you can find order blocks or demand or supply zones all over the chart. One of them being number 2 here on the infographic. We're near a high time frame support level. So again, this is for bullish order blocks. It would be a resistance level for bearish order blocks. You want to be looking for these near support. So the way that I kind of explain it is that I am generally starting by marking out my key levels, and however you want to do that is up to you. If you want to use the weekly open or close, you want to use monthly levels, you want to just use SR that you've eyeballed, maybe you're using ranges. That is step number 1. You need those key contextual levels where you're looking for reaction. Then you dial into the lower time frame and you look for order blocks near those support and resistance levels. Rule number 1, in line with high time frame market order flow. Rule number 2, near a key SR level. Number 3, once we get near that level, that is when you drill down and actually look for the order blocks to form around your key SR level. And that's going to be your entry trigger. That's what these order blocks are for, actually getting in the trades. So the order block is the down candle before an up move that shifts market structure to the upside, and a bearish order block would be an up candle before a down move that shifts market structure to the downside. So again, just like number 2 here, this is something that people generally miss, is the market structure shift is key. So we have our key SR level. Here is your order block candle. So it is the last down candle before an up move that shifts market structure to the upside. What is so key about this? The thing that is key about this is the high time frame you have to remember is this, okay? Within this chart. And so effectively, we're looking for a bullish order block that is going to occur. Here's your key SR level. Near the key SR level, that is going to shift the lower time frame back, because here the low time frame's in a downtrend. Even though the high time frame's in an uptrend, the low time frame's in a downtrend. We get to our key SR level, and then we have an order block form there that shifts the low time frame trend back in line with the high time frame. That's how you know you're getting a good order block. You're looking for that structure to get back in line, right, with the high time frame order flow. So once you have that kind of identified, there's your order block. It shifts market structure. Now you're looking to buy a pullback into the order block. Rule number 4, down candle before the up move that shifts market structure. Rule number 5 kind of relates to rule number 2. We're near a key SR level. Again, something that people often miss. Wait for price to rally away, and we don't just enter here. We wait for the retracement. And this goes into much deeper concepts that I've covered in streams with regard to premium versus discount, range trading, fibs. But what you'll see here is I identified the sweet spot. And the sweet spot is just that 618, right, to the 78.6. and I round those up, and then the 70.5 in the middle, that's the sweet spot. If you pull the fib from here to here, this is gonna be right in that fib range, okay? And that's our entry. Your stop goes below the order block or below the swing low that formed before the rally that broke market structure. That is how you actually enter the trade. So a lot of people will show you how to mark up charts. A lot of people will show you kind of bits and pieces of information. What I've shown you here, and based on stuff that I've talked about in previous streams regarding range trading, marking up charts from top down, using just this order block, this is an entry technique, an actual setup that you can use to get in trades in any asset, in any market. And it is something that you can actually start implementing in your charts right away on any time frame. You can use daily order blocks, H4 order blocks, whatever the hell you want. This works on the low time frame as well. So how can we actually use these order blocks in practice? We're gonna look at Solana versus USD and BTC, and we're gonna look at AVAX USD versus BTC. We're not actually gonna be doing some price predictions. I mean, both these things have gone crazy. I will look a little bit at current PA, but I'm actually just gonna be giving you a quick overview of the order block concept that I just explained as it relates to these charts, okay? Step one, near key high time frame SR. So the high time frame SR, so basically I'm showing you how you could caught some of this move. I'm not saying you're gonna catch the entire thing, but part of it, right? Key high time frame SR we're using here is a weekly open and weekly close at the point of this breakdown. So to me, weekly opens, weekly closes, things like that are significant levels. And the fact that this was, kind of a point of breakdown, and then when we got back above it, kind of a launch point, very clear resistance to support flip here, makes it a good level for me. So key SR, done. High time frame order flow. We're looking for bullish PA on the daily chart, and you can see that starting to form here. We have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, and we have a higher high here. So bullish market structure forming on the daily. So now I'm going to be looking for order blocks to get in line with that high time frame market structure. We broke some key SR levels here. This is a very key swing high. This is actually a weekly swing high as well that we've broke. So market structure shifting to the upside. And I'm gonna show you actually a daily order block that you can use as the entry, as well as dialing in to a lower time frame to get even a tighter entry. So you can see here the candle I've selected meets all of the criteria. Key SR level, right? We're within the high time frame directional bias of up with the high time frame order flow. So I'm looking for bullish order blocks. It's the down candle before an up move that breaks market structure. It broke that and it broke that level. And what do? You then wait for price to rally away, and then we're looking to enter on the pullback, and the order block to me is confirmed once it breaks market structure here. So you're not actually buying this one, you're buying here. Stop goes down here, and then you look left for targets. Target 1, target 2. Now, if you go watch one of my previous altcoin videos, I actually had a range here drawn on Solana, and this was the mid-range, and the order block formed right at the mid-range. So that could be another way that you could use that key high time frame level, flipping the mid-range, targeting the range high, so you're looking for bullishness. So it's as simple as that. Now, what you can actually do is dial in to a lower time frame if you want. If the daily is bullish, the weekly is bullish, we're looking for bullish order blocks on the lower time frame to get in line with that trend. So you can see here on the H4, we have another perfect order block play. There's your down candle before an up move that breaks market structure. Price rallies away, pulls back. That is your entry. Stop is here. So that's an even tighter risk reward than the daily order block, right? And that fits all of the criteria. We're near that high time frame level. We're near that high time frame bullish order block. So you can zoom in if you want tighter risk reward. Maybe you're scalping, day trading, whatever you want. And you can layer this multiple times to lower time frames until you find the time frame that you like to enter on. Maybe your execution time frame is the daily, maybe it's the H4, maybe it's the 15-minute. And again, you can see another perfect H4 order block here. Down candle before an up move that breaks market structure. You wait, there's your pullback, there's your entry, there's your stop. And we're in line with the trend. So that is why the likelihood of these order blocks holding versus some random bullish order block over here is because of all those rules I set out, right? Near the high time frame level, in line with the high time frame market structure. We're zooming in and finding an order block that is shifting market structure to be in line with that high time frame order flow. All of those things from the infographic here. So that's a perfect example of how you can get in on a move like this. So even though it looks super parabolic, you can see even on the H4, we have multiple order blocks that get tested and respected before it starts to get really parabolic. And the more you zoom in, the more detail you get. So as much as this might look like completely vertical price action on the H4, if you zoom in low enough, you're actually gonna have periods of consolidation and order blocks that you can enter in. Look at the 10-minute chart here. There is your order block right here. The down candle before the up move that breaks market structure. We come back, we retest it, boom. And if you zoom out back to the H4 and you pull your fib, for example, on any of these order blocks that I just showed you, it's going to give you that OTE type of entry that I had talked about as well. Low to the high, right into the sweet spot, right into the order block, and there's your reaction. I highly suggest that you take what I've just showed you here, go into your own charts and start trying to work this out, because not only does this give you a way to mark up your charts and find areas where price might react, but it actually gives you an entry technique where you know where you put your stop, where you enter and why, and where you take your profit. If you do not know those three things, why am I entering here? Where's my idea wrong? And where am I looking to take profit? You don't have a system, you don't have a trade. And that's something that a lot of people don't share openly, but I'm more than happy to do so. That's the purpose of these videos. Okay, so now we're looking at SOL BTC. As I kind of mentioned, this technique can be harder to do on super parabolic assets. Like you can see here on the weekly chart, this is just, vertical price action, but all it takes, like I mentioned, is zooming in a couple more levels down on different time frames, and you can still find those order blocks to get entries, even on these really fast moving assets. But this kind of technique, this strategy, this concept, whatever you want to call it, works really well in kind of trending price action or ranging price action. So sideways or very clear, kind of trend. When it's very parabolic, you definitely have to zoom in if you want to be able to see those order blocks. So looking at SOL BTC, exact same thing that we kind of talked about versus USD. Here is our key high time frame level and our contextual SR. It is the weekly open and weekly close of the previous all-time high of this pair. And we have bullish market structure on the weekly. So those are our first two key rules checked off. You now zoom in, you drill down, and as you can see on the daily, what do we have? We have a down candle near our key SR that shifted market structure bullishly in the direction of our high time frame order flow. There's your entry, there's your stop, and boom, you can see the result. This works very well on any asset, any time frame. I'm just giving you a very quick primer. Really what I hope to see from you guys is you going into your own charts, trying to figure this out, sending me charts or commenting on my stuff in Discord and trying to apply this in your own trading. And again, you can zoom in to the lower time frame here and find an even tighter risk reward setup using perhaps the H4. So within that daily order block, here's an H4 order block that fits all of the same criteria. We have our down candle before an up move that broke market structure in line with the high time frame trend near key SR. There's your pullback with your entry, stop here, and boom, you can see the reaction. This is kind of my bread and butter. This is a large part of what I do when I look for entries and how I actually get into trades. I hope you guys appreciate me sharing this with you, because this is something that you can absolutely implement with a little bit of practice and see some awesome results. We'll look at AVAX now real quick here. Exact same idea here. We have a key weekly SR level, resistance, support, support. We zoom in. A little trickier to see on this one, but here is a down candle that broke market structure, and it actually broke market structure and retested in the same candle. So maybe you don't take this order block because it's not quite as clean as the ones I've previously shown you. Well, this one here is absolutely as clean, right? Down candle, up move, we broke market structure. There's your retest, stop at the low, target left, and obviously and beyond. And again, you can do the exact same thing over again. You can zoom in to the lower time frame and you can find low time frame order blocks within the high time frame order blocks or within that trend that are gonna give you, I'll go even lower on this one, that give you the same result in terms of, the down candle before the up move. Let's see if we can find a little hourly order block in here somewhere. Looks like we have one here. It doesn't quite give you the retest, but this would be the hourly order block that I'd be looking at. Don't get an entry there. It's not gonna work every time. Anytime someone shows you something in trading and says it's gonna do this every time or it's absolutely gonna bounce from this level, there are no certainties, right? What we use is technical analysis. We put together various different confluences, and then we're essentially making an educated bet that something might happen, and it's risk adjusted. You know how much you'll lose, how much you make going into it. It's not going to work every time. Sometimes order blocks will get nuked through. Sometimes you don't get that perfect retest, that perfect entry. Let's see if we can find one more order block here that works. This thing's trending pretty friggin' hard at this point, so you gotta be on the lower time frames if you want to see that definition. If I'm on the 12-hour here, this thing's going essentially vertical. So there's your 12-hour order block. It's not even coming close to that. But if you go into the 12-hour order block here, then you zoom in, there might be a low time frame order block that gives you an entry like this one right here. Right? Down candle, up move, breaks market structure, retest, moves away. This is also an order block right here. I don't think this one gives you an entry though. Down candle, up move, pull back, doesn't quite come and fill it, moves away. Lastly, we'll go over AVAX versus BTC. Very similar setup here. We have our key high time frame SR level. We zoom in and we're looking for an order block near that key high time frame SR level that is in line with the high time frame order flow, ticking off all of our rules. There's your down candle. There's your up move that broke market structure, right? Broke market structure here. There's your pullback and there's your move away. And it looks really clustered on the daily. It's like, oh, well, this is just one candle. Again, if you want more definition, if you want tighter risk reward, if you want more time to make your decision or you're not sure, you can always zoom in. And the H4, again, within the context of everything we just talked about, here is your down candle before an up move that broke market structure. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. Entry, stop, target to the left. Here's another one. Again, why does this one make sense? Because we're near that high time frame SR level and we're seeing market structure. There's the up move that shifts market structure in line with that high time frame order flow. So that is why this is a good order block. And absolutely, you can pull the fib here and you will get a very nice confluence of the sweet spot. And that's it. All right, guys, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the third episode of the altcoin series. Hopefully this one was kind of informative. I didn't really talk so much about kind of future price projections. This was more like a concept video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something. Like I said, this is absolutely kind of a technique, these order blocks that you can use to build a system around. If you have any questions, let me know. If you like these videos, if you're enjoying them, please leave some likes, some comments, share the tweets, share the videos. It really helps me out. And I will be talking to you guys again soon next week with the next video. Peace out. Have a good one.